we're here to do Cruella. It's on Disney Plus. I was lucky enough to go see it in Dolby, and it was awesome in Dolby.
I bet.
Yeah, what can I say? We're doing Cruella. These trailers just did not do anything for me. I remember watching the trailers and thinking they look stupid.
I thought you liked the trailer. I thought the trailer was awesome.
I was like, I don't remember ever saying I liked the trailer. In fact,
I was concerned about it. I mean, I was gonna watch it because it was a Disney movie, but
right.
You know.
Yeah, I was actually like, guys, can we just skip it? A Quiet Place 2 came out, and both of you were like, no, we're gonna watch it.
No.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'm watching. And so yeah, Cruella has Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, both A-list amazing actresses, and this.
They should have put Emma Watson in it just for fun.
She was like, I already did Beauty and the Beast.
Emma Watson should have played the mom. That would have been really fun.
Emma Watson's actually younger than Emma Stone.
Yeah, she's younger, so it wouldn't have looked as...
Well, maybe like...
Oh, well, because... No, you're right.
You're
right.
In the flashback.
That might have worked.
Just throw her in there just so we have 3 Emmas. That would have been great.
I am so sick and tired of Disney, like, live action. I'm done. Like, I'm out. Like, I've kind of come to my limit. And I actually told myself before this movie came out, I was like, I'm done with live action Disney. Like, I'm getting so tired of this. Lion King was terrible. What's the one with Angelina Jolie? Maleficent.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, like I mean, like, I have a handful of movies that I can say are really good, like Aladdin, Cinderella, not even Beauty and the Beast. I thought the animated movie was better. And things like that. Jungle Book was really good. But overall, I'm just kind of done.
Was good.
Yeah.
My thought on all these Disney live action remakes is eventually one of them is going to be amazing and blow us all out of the water. So I'm going to keep watching them.
Yeah. Well, this one actually did that for me. Yeah. So getting back to the point, I was really shocked how I've seen this movie 3 times now. I was telling them I don't care for 101 Dalmatians. I don't care for Cruella de Vil. I don't like those animated movies. I don't like those live action movies with Glenn Close or whatever.
Oh, she was really good as.
I just don't like them. I just don't like the story. It wasn't something that I wanted to see, nor do I want to see more of. So going into this movie, I was like, all right, it's a big movie. You probably just have to review it. And I went into it. And yeah, I think Emma Stone is killing it here. I thought Emma Thompson, who, like, there's some spoilers that I can't say, but there's some twists and turns that kind of happen. Everything it shouldn't work, and this movie shouldn't be this good, and yet somehow, not only does it work, it works phenomenally, and I think, like, a lot of people who made this movie deserve Oscar nominations, from Emma Stone performance, which is just freaking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Even Emma Thompson's performance was so good in this. Mm-hmm. The cinematography, the music, the clothes, like, yeah, and like somebody would ask me, like, how would you get someone to, like, get excited for this movie? It's like, I was like, okay, look, take Devils Wear Prada and the Joker and do a Disney version of Cruella, and that's what you get. Mm-hmm. And it totally kills it. So I'm gonna stop gushing about this. I'm gonna throw it over to Shannon. Why don't you give us your review first?
Well, you guys know my favorite movie of all time is I, Tonya.
Yep.
And guess who directed this movie?
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I, Tonya is about a misunderstood young girl who everyone thinks is a villain, but she's really not.
Okay.
And Cruella is about a misunderstood young girl who everyone thinks is a villain, but she's really not. And so he was the perfect choice to direct this movie. And I saw a lot of this, like, I did not know that he directed it when I went in to watch it. Like,
he also directed sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but he also directed another movie that's actually one of my favorite, Lars and the Real. Yeah! And I didn't know that!
But I need to see it.
It's so good. Sorry.
He is such a great director. I am, like, thoroughly in love with his directing style. After watching this movie, I'm, like, completely, I need to go watch Lars and the Real Girl. I need to go watch everything that he's done. So I loved it. I loved the camera angles. I loved the production, the cinematography, all of that, the acting.
So good.
I don't think it's a perfect movie.
No.
But it's definitely the best live-action remake.
This ain't Schindler's List here or The Godfather.
Yeah, it's got a good soundtrack.
And I think the other thing that I would have to add is, not to cut you off, but I love that nobody really cares what they do with Cruella de Vil, because she's not Mufasa. She's not like a big, like, you can't touch that property. It's too perfect. Everybody loves it. It's a character to a Disney-esque movie franchise that's kind of like okay, and I feel like they had the freedom to kind of step away from those movies and do something new without anybody feeling like they offended anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, I wasn't a big fan of, like, the movie 101 Dalmatians, but if anybody played the 90s CD-ROM game, where you would walk through the 101 Dalmatians world, and it was like an animated storybook.
Okay.
I loved that game when I was a kid. Those movies were part of my childhood, so I wasn't like the biggest Cruella de Vil fan, but that aesthetic of walking around this old Victorian mansion was so ingrained in my mind as like, that's the ideal house. That's where I want to live when I grow up.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, want to live in an old Victorian mansion.
I don't know if you heard, but over in Italy they were actually doing something somewhat
Yeah,
similar,
they
where basically free castle, but you had to do all the upkeep.
Yeah. Because they couldn't get enough people to hire to keep these like old historic
They were
castles
like carved into the sides of hills. They were basically a cave.
Yeah. We're getting distracted. Sorry.
But anyway,
Cool stuff.
so Cruella de Vil was a part of my defining my personal aesthetic that I still 30 years later subscribe to. I mean, I'm a sucker for the like misunderstood, everyone thinks she's a villain, but here's what really happened. I didn't like it in Maleficent, but I mean, I liked Wicked. I really loved I, Tonya, and this movie falls right into that vein. And it doesn't ruin the original for me. That's the key. Like, if you don't like this movie, you can still go back and watch the original. But this movie just it makes you feel empathy for this character and what she's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good reminder. Anytime I see these kind of movies, it's a reminder that, like, when you see somebody that seems like an awful person, to like try and understand what they went through to get there, or how they became that way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just always something that I connect with in that. A lot of times in my life, I felt very misunderstood. I felt like people had it out for me or thought that I was this horrible person. And if they had taken 5 minutes to get to know me, they probably would have seen another side of me and realized that they were completely misunderstanding where I was coming from, because I wasn't very good at communicating back then. I've since fixed that, and I think I'm pretty good at it now. But something about that misunderstood female figure really connects with me.
Yeah.
And I just think Craig Gillespie is such an incredible director with the way that he uses time period music, the way he like works these jukebox songs into the film, the way that he does these close-ups of your face. Right at the beginning of the movie, when she's cutting her hair, the little girl is cutting her hair, I was like, oh, that's such a Craig Gillespie shot, because that same shot is in I, Tonya, where there's nothing but just music, and you're just looking straight at this person's face and looking at what they're going through, and the face says it all. And I was like, that's a really good shot. That's interesting. And I just liked seeing this. I liked the costumes, the black,
so
white,
beautiful.
yeah, the red, white,
So
and black
beautiful.
color palette, and then the kind of French pastel color palette to contrast with her red and white and black was genius. Whoever came up with that. I liked that the dogs weren't really. I liked that the dogs didn't talk in this. Like, please don't make the dogs talk in the 101 Dalmatians movie. I hate talking dog movies.
I mean, even in the live action, they didn't talk about
I think they did.
Did they?
I don't know. I haven't seen that since I was 9 years old.
Okay.
I haven't seen it at all.
I really liked that it was focused on the person and what she was going through, and not like the dogs are trying to get away, like stuff that I don't care about. So
right.
Great movie. It's not a perfect film. There's a few things I probably would have changed, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah, George.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, this movie, I went watching this movie. I was kind of, I don't know. I didn't originally know that there was a live action that had been done previously of Cruella de Vil.
Oh.
So I was like, oh great. So we're getting a villain story from a Disney character from a film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, hopefully, you know, since they had more free reign, as you were saying, with it, they would actually be able to do something with this. And they actually did. They did a very good job of it. Really liked, as you were saying, the music, the timepiece music.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I would have really liked if they had the Beatles version of Come Together, but you know.
I saw you text that after you watched it. I was like,
That's
that's
just
not
because
really the focus.
I know, but like, you know, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
the rights that are very hard to get. Anything Beatles is hard to get for rights.
Oh,
so
really?
I can understand if
Okay.
they weren't able to actually get that.
Well,
You have to admit though, if you were gonna do a cover, soul was the perfect genre to do it with. That sounded amazing.
Mm-hmm,
So even though it wasn't Beatles, I was still, it was good.
yeah. So go see it or.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I paid $30 on Disney Plus to watch this, and I will admit it was worth it. It was worth it. It's shockingly.
Well, I just used my AMC A-list to see it in Dolby, and I would say that was also worth it. But you know, I gotta say the thing about this movie that you know I heard a few people say like, well, you can't say like Emma Stone's gonna get a nomination, and I was like, Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Actor.
For Edward Scissorhands?
No, for Pirates of the Caribbean 1.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't get any other. I don't think Pirates of the Caribbean that year got any other nominations. It was just like best. Even Johnny Depp was like, "Wait, I got nominated." Yeah, because Johnny Depp killed that role.
He did.
You know, like he was and always shall be. As far like you know, like there's only one, like a Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark. There's only one Jack Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like they keep talking about a reboot to Pirates, and I'm like,
No.
You can't do it.
go do something. Well, this is kind of interesting, and this is just a little bit of sideways. They're gonna do a female version of like the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot.
Oh my gosh.
Again, I'm okay
Oh.
with it. Again, here's the thing though. The thing
If
is,
it's good.
I mean, if you get the right people,
Yeah.
and you can take you can literally make a movie about a McDouble sandwich for 2 hours. But if you get the right talent,
Yeah.
and you can get something interesting.
Please make a good story from it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my bread and butter. Is a
I mean,
good
just
story.
look at Cruella. Who wanted a Cruella movie? I didn't.
I didn't either.
That's true.
I mean-
You're right. I just think that we need to stop rebooting stuff and putting females in it, and let's tell our own stories and come up with new stuff.
And that was
I don't-
exactly what was done in Cruella, and it was
Yes.
perfect.
I
Yes.
don't mind if women become superheroes or just do.
I don't
That's
mind
okay.
either.
Yeah. I don't
But
care.
I just
care.
don't like
I'm
if they're
saying-
forcing a gender swap.
Like,
Yeah, don't
did
force
we learn
it.
nothing from Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
Well,
prime
again,
example of
here's
that.
prime
They
example
could have
of.
made it a good movie.
It could have
They
been a
could've,
look
yeah.
at the list. You had Melissa McCarthy.
Yep.
What's her face? She plays in Wonder Woman
The
2 as the
SNL
villain.
lady.
Yeah, what's her
Kristen
name?
Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. You had who's the chick?
The blonde girl that's in every SNL skit.
Yeah, like you
Kate
had
McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon. Thank you.
Oh.
You had an A-list cast in Ghostbusters.
You even had Chris Hemsworth, and you
I
messed it up.
actually liked Chris Hemsworth. The only good thing about the Ghostbusters movie was literally Chris Hemsworth. In my opinion, the ending where he gets possessed. Okay, I don't want to go into that. But the point is, you can literally take a great idea and say like Ghostbusters and completely ruin it, or a really bad idea like an origin story for Cruella de Vil and completely blow everybody out of the water.
Yeah, you
Like-
can do anything well. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the things that I really liked those two side characters. The guy,
Jasper and Horace.
yeah, like they were awesome. Like I loved when he's sitting with the dog. It's like, do you think I laughed so hard at this. It's like, do you think pet owners and their pets start looking like one another? And he's holding his like
That
little,
was so funny.
So good.
One of the pieces of the video game, like the little CD-ROM game I played as a kid, is all the pets would look like their owners, and you had to match them up.
Oh, really?
It was
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
matching
I
game.
do remember that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah. Coming to you.
There's some really cool things that they do where she's trying to like go against Emma Thompson's character, who's like this big mega fashion designer, and Emma Stone just keeps coming up with these scenarios where she shows up at like a fashion show or whatever, and she just does something crazy. My favorite one is there's a dump truck. No, because no. There in the trailer you see her doing these fashion things
with the dumpster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, lots of things with where she's doing different dress changes and doing like this competition thing with the fashion mogul, whatever. What is Emma Thompson's character?
The Baroness.
The Baroness. Thank you. All of that stuff was just so inventive and fun, and it never got to the point where I was bored. I was
not bored.
I wasn't bored at all during this movie. That was a shocking thing. The fact they were able to keep this movie interesting the entire time.
The energy
even as a kid, they kept her story as a kid even interesting, which was amazing. And they knew when to make
the beginning crush
time jumps in it, which was perfect. So perfect.
Oh yeah, sorry. One thing I wanted to say regarding the crazy tragic beginning. It reminded me a lot of Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh yeah. And I see that's the other thing. I'm picking up a lot of other movie kind of things, like you just said, Series of Fortunate Events, Series of Unfortunate. Just say it for me.
Series
Lemony
of Unfortunate
Snickets.
Events. The Lemony Snickets.
Ocean's 11. There's a heist thing that's going on, and it's really funny. There's a whole heist scene that they're trying to get into this safe, and it is so good. There's I don't know,
Yeah, this was everything. It was an origin story, it was a heist movie, it was a tragic movie, it was a kid's movie, it was an adult movie. It was a fashion movie, it was everything.
This was not a kid's movie. It's rated PG-13, and I'm telling you right now, this movie
starts off.
Yeah, kids watch
pretty freaking dark.
Kids watch everything now.
No, I know, but it is
Kids
rated.
It is kind of dark.
6 and younger, probably not. 8 or 9 and older,
Yeah.
they're gonna be fine.
No.
But it is. I mean, I'm waiting for Emma Stone. I've been like, Emma Stone needs to really have her own, like an Iron Man or a Johnny Depp, or her character that she just owns it and makes it.
She was so good in Saving Mr. Banks.
Emma Stone?
Yeah.
You mean Emma Thompson?
Emma Thompson. You're right. Emma Stone needs to be a superhero or something.
Well, she doesn't want to be a superhero, which is really sad because she doesn't want to play a superhero.
I don't blame her because once she does that, she
wants to
her
kind
defining role.
yeah.
Do anything else.
Well, no, it's not that. She's looking for a way to connect with the audience in a way that can really kind of make her own franchise. Emma Stone is. We're gonna go a little bit into spoilers. These aren't actually spoilers, but if you stick around and we talk about certain things, it's not gonna be that big. This is by far my favorite, and this is a high praise. This is probably in my top 3 best live action Disney movies with Jungle Book and Aladdin. Probably Aladdin just being number 1 because of that, me being brown and
Oh, I think I'd put this above Aladdin.
Yeah, I can see that because it is. A lot of people probably find this movie one of the best, but I would put it tied with Jungle Book and for me Jungle Book and Cruella are neck to neck with Aladdin just being number 1 for me. I think everybody, guys, don't sleep on this movie. I know it's not doing well at the box office and Disney is not very happy with the numbers. And I could have told you that nobody wants to see this movie, but don't sleep on this movie. This movie is fantastic. This movie is worth your time. It's worth your family's time. It is this is the caliber I wish most live action Disney movies actually were. Something new, something exciting that's just not a blueprint of what you did in the animated movie. Just go this movie just goes in way different directions, has so many other things going on that I just did not see coming. It's fantastic. Definitely check it out. And now we're just going to go into a little bit of spoilers here. I gotta say, I did not like the ending that they introduced the Dalmatians and they're trying to connect with the 101 Dalmatians. Oh. For me, the issue is when I saw the Joker and they're oh yeah, now we're gonna do Joker 2, and I was no, that's a standalone. Leave it for what it is. Same here. I don't want to see. No, don't get me wrong. Again, they could really do a 101 Dalmatian sequel after this and could make it really, really good for all I know. I'm just saying, me personally, I like this setup, and if this is all we get, I would be fine with it.
There is one big mistake I think they made in this movie.
What's that?
This is a major spoiler. Can I give it away?
Well, I did say
Yeah,
spoilers.
there's
So.
spoilers.
Okay, earmuffs if you don't want spoilers. The biggest mistake they made was having Cruella de Vil give Pongo and Pernita to Anita and Roger.
Why is that?
Because now they've written themselves into a corner. In
Yep.
the animated movie,
Yeah.
Anita and Roger are scared of Cruella de Vil and don't understand her. Now they're her friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They
And
can.
not only that, she literally gave them the dogs.
She gave them the dogs,
So
and now why is she gonna try and steal
essentially,
them back?
she basically won't be able to be like, oh well, I need these dogs.
Exactly. Some sort of a heist. Okay, so here's my Cruella de Vil 2 theory of what they're gonna do. This is spoiler alerts. The Baroness is in jail. She's gonna get out in 2 years. The dogs are currently puppies, which means in 2 years they'll be able to breed. So all those 101 puppies will be born by the time the next movie starts, when the Baroness gets out of jail. And Cruella de Vil is going to need to stop the Baroness again from taking back the mansion that she inherited.
And so Emma Thompson is the real Cruella de Vil.
No, Emma Thompson is the villain. Cruella de Vil is Cruella de Vil, but she is going to be working with Anita and Roger to set it up to make it look like she's trying to steal puppies. I don't know how that's going to relate to Emma Thompson, but it's going to be to like scare her off
Or something. Yeah.
Basically, to make her look like she's as terrifying as her mother.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
That
I would
makes
be
sense.
okay with that if they
Yeah.
went in some kind of other direction like
Yeah.
that and not just do a 101 Dalmatians remake. That'd be really cool. All right, guys, we gotta move on because we just can't keep talking about this. But tell us if you've seen Cruella and did you love it as much as we did? Leave a comment, email us, geektomovies.com, subscribe and like, and we'll keep you guys posted. Check out more of our reviews as they come up. Take care, guys.
Tell us
Bye.
your Cruella 2 theories in the comments below. Bye.